Namaste, everyone. I hope you all are doing amazing. Phoenix here. Welcome back to my channel. Um, thank you all for joining me. If you are just seeing me, hello. This is my little light that I use to brighten my area. Okay. Greetings, and salutations. Man, I just wanted to check in with the energy. I really don't have a spiel, or spirit really don't have one, other than some realization that I just came into not even 5 minutes ago. Things has been changing in my environment for the good. And I'm working with these new ancient ancestors. Well, to me, they are new. And so, man, we've been switching some things around in my life. And it has been amazing. And these ancestors are like, follow me this way, this way, this way, this way. And I've just been following them. And I have been having so many realizations. I guess I want to talk about the importance of knowing your ancestor lineage. That's what I really want to talk about. Because it is your ancestor lineage that knows what needs to be cleared. They know what needs to be cleansed from the bloodline in order for you to step into the space that you need to step into, right? To do the job that you need to do, right? And so these ancestors has been doing that, and they have been clearing things from me, okay? And I'm not just saying like spirit hasn't, because spirit has definitely has, but these ancestors, you know, they're teaching me a different way. And so before I knew about these ancestors, I only knew about I only know about my ancestors who come to me. And I've cleared some things with those particular ancestors, but now these are my ancient ancestors, the roots of where I come from. And I've been really clearing some stuff. And so today, and wait a minute, okay, so let me slow down. I don't know if these are spirits, okay, ancestors, right? They're like all together, okay? And so they're saying that the importance of knowing your ancestor lineage. And these particular ancestors know the way, okay? And they hold more power, okay? The ancestors of your particular lineage, they hold more power. Now, I was working with the Orisha ancestors. I was working with the Mayan ancestors. I was working with the Indonesian ancestors. I've worked with my Celtic ancestors. I worked with my German ancestors. But these particular ancestors, you know, before the split, okay, I heard that loud and clear. These ancestors before the split, right? And so that's the importance of knowing your lineage. And so they're saying that I didn't go get a DNA testing done. I just allow for these ancestors to come to me, okay? Because I opened up that channel for them. I don't have no fear in the spirit realm, because I understand what I am. And so it's like you have to do a certain amount of healing. At least this is what I did. Take this if it resonates, but I had to do a certain amount of healing for my timer, for these ancestors to come in and just like, okay, let's go. And these particular ancestors are like they are, man, gun-ho. They are, man, ain't got no time for no bullshit. And I remember I met these ancestors before about, man, 3 years ago. It came to me in the sun. I don't know how to say that, but it did. I was wound up going into my plant room, have a plant room slash grandkids room. And so I wound up going into my plant room to water my plants, and I felt a chill on my left side. And I happened to look up because I was watering my plants, and look out the window, and the way the sun was shining. And I wound up looking up, and these ancestors, like, it was a male, and I heard him loud and clear. And he was getting on my ass. This ancestor was not playing with me. He was getting on my ass, like, and then he was like, and then he was like showing me how I be like crying because some things I don't know. And then he was more like, I don't know how to say that, like, remember, like, I need for you to remember. It wasn't a rush thing, because look at it, it's 3 years later, right? I think he was more or less like coming to tell me that, hey, when we come, we coming. So we need for you to do what you need to do. And this doesn't have to go for everybody, okay? Everybody is different, but I am that warrior type of energy. That's just what I am. I survived it all, okay? I've been shot in the head. I still have the buckshots in my head with a shotgun, okay? I've been hit by a car, had 13 surgeries from this hit by a car. I died on the operating table, okay? I've been to the military and suffered that, right? My upbringing was pretty much, I was a target, okay? I'm just not gonna even fucking lie about it. But it was supposed to be, it was like from birth, I was, you know how, I don't know how to say that. It's just what it was. There's no hard feelings, because I understand why, right? It's like when you are born here with a mission, the dark energies, I don't know how to say that. I don't want to say dark energies. I want to say like the energies of the opposite, because it doesn't want to change. It wants the earth to stay the same, right? And when you come here to teach the earth a new way, you're gonna be faced with opposition as a birth. And that's what happened to me as a child, right? Growing up, okay? It's just what it is. This is not meant to shame anybody. I'll heal from that, okay? I understand, okay? It's an energy, right? Energies are designed to do what they are designed to do. People don't know the type of energies that they carry, right? And so, that's why I'm always hyper checking in with myself to make sure that my frequency is doing what it needs to do, period. Okay, I'm always discerning energy, right? And so, these ancestors, like, they came in, like, I was in the bath like 2 weeks ago, and they came in, and I remember speaking this language within me, and I'm like, oh my God. But before that, they kept showing me like the way that I was speaking tongue within me when I had went to a church. God bless you. And his pastor tried to access me, and I started speaking tongue, and he was like, and I was like, what the heck? Like, what the heck happened? Is just like I was interpreting him. So crazy. And so that had been happening to me remembering that. And one day I go get in the spiritual bath, and no stuff, it happened to me, but I was speaking a whole different language within me. And I was speaking to someone. I understood exactly the conversation that we were having. I was feeling the conversation. Like, I was speaking. I couldn't even redo it to you right now, repronounce it if I tried. It's like some type of state that I was in. And so, thank you, Archangel Michael. That is within me. It's like my nervous system is here, okay? I don't know, something about protection. You are protected, okay? And so, this relaxed, calm feeling, it's like somebody then showed up. I don't know, and it's just like, yeah. But anyway, as we were saying, yeah, like a lot of truths was hitting me effing hard. And I find myself sad, not sad, but when I release these different truths, they hit a little bit different. And so I be sad, and then they will laugh at me or make a joke at me, like, I don't know how to say this, so where I just laugh at it, right? But this is the importance of, you know, knowing your lineage, because you have help, right? You have serious help. And so you have the right type of help. Thank you. And it's like you're not making all these petitions to these different deities. Man, wow, they just gave me the preach about not worshiping the father. Like, okay, Abraham, right? What they say, like, Christians not worshiping the fathers of their forefathers, right? And it's just like, why would Muslims want Christians to turn Muslim if they never been Muslim? And it's like Christianity was born, right, because of colonization. That's why Christianity was born. And these particular ancestors were showing me that, like, they were a part of the Atlantic slave trade, okay? They were a part of that, and they were a part of their people selling them out. They were a part of that, right? And it's so no wonder I grew up in a society that shitted on my own kind, my own people, our own black people. We would shit on each other, right? And so a lot of us, we don't understand why we hate on each other, because we were bred that way, right? And so it's like, it's important so that you're not worshiping all these different deities, needing to do all these different incantations, invocations, all these different worshipings of these different ancestors to get them to work with you, because they don't have to work with you. Ancestors are very particular about who they work with and who they help, especially if they're not yours, right? It just so happens these particular ancestors came to me. I didn't come to them, right? They came to me. All of the ancestors that I ever worked with, they came to me because it was time, okay? Man, releasing this, period. I cannot make this up. Releasing this colonization energy, right? And so when I stated before, I'm not even on the same time zone as this realm. I don't know, but that's not. I just came in checking the energy. These ancestors wanted to come to. You all know I've been channeling a lot of ancestor energy because they've been coming out in my cards, okay? The star card, period. Anyway, because I am, okay? And you are too, especially divinity, period, okay? That's like not ego, that's me knowing exactly, okay, where I come from, where I've been, okay, the healing that I've done, okay? Like, my ancestors are setting me apart. Your ancestors are setting you apart, and it's okay to be proud in that way, okay? Shoot, other people do it all the time. They don't. Man, this is you coming into union with your higher self, right? Man, like, these other cultures, they're proud of their heritage. That's the thing, achievement. Wow. And you're very intuitive, right? I just was saying that your higher self that's getting all that knowledge that you need. These other particular cultures, races, they are very proud of their heritage. The only difference is we didn't know our heritage because we were misplaced, right? And so, you know, you have the Fighting Irish, how they feel about themselves. They parade it, right? You got the Mexicans, you got the, and this is not about racism. This is about, you know, when you know your heritage, when you know where you come from, to be proud in it, right? And so that's what I'm saying, like, man, that's healing that inner child. This is something that came for me today. And so it was just like, when I know that some good things are happening, like I can feel it, but my mind will say, well, oh, well, it's only going to happen for a little while, right? Manipulating, right? And that was that version of me that was when I was a kid. Things used to be taken away from me when I was a kid. Me being taken away from my culture, right? To where I was happy, right? Me being on the land, living with the land, right? That being taken away from me, right? And so I had that deep imprint about myself, things being taken away from me. And this doesn't have to apply if you don't know your ancestors. You can use this for yourself too, okay? I always tell you, when I'm healing something, I come on here and talk to you all real time about it, okay? So you can understand what it looks like. Only difference this time, I didn't cry. I felt bad for my inner child. I was just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I sat with it as awareness. I was aware that it felt the way that it felt. I understood. I had empathy why it felt that way. And so when you encounter this energy on the outside of you, people that are haters, people that are shitting on you, you feel so much empathy for them, because you just like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry that happened to you, because what made them that way, right? Something had to make them that way. Yes, that is very true. We are all bred to be a certain way, right? And so I just feel like, oh my God, you know, when I meet people in my outside reality and things that I've healed from, I can have so much compassion for them. I can hold them with so much love and so much peace and so much joy. But it's just like, you could only help someone so much, okay? Don't get in the space to where you feel like you need to save everybody, because you can't save everybody, okay? That's something that I had to learn. I had to walk away from a few people who didn't really want to do the work, okay?